afternoon. Hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Enuma, your certified abundant life coach, and I'm back again today with day 9 of the 30-day challenge. Oh my god, I'm almost losing count, but hey, we're moving, right? That's the most important thing, is to keep going. But yeah, in today's video I'm gonna be talking about one of the ways, or what I have done to be able to overcome imposter syndrome. And before I go into that, I would like to define imposter syndrome. And this is not by definition, the dictionary definition, but this is my own definition of what imposter syndrome actually means. Imposter syndrome has to do with kind of like a self-sabotaging thoughts or behavioral pattern that we constantly have, that kind of makes us second guess ourselves, makes us downplay our achievements, downplay that the fact that we are not good enough, or we are not worthy to, for people to look up to us, to appreciate us, to honor us. It's just that limiting belief, voices in your head constantly telling you that you're not good enough, you can't, who do you think you are, oh, people are gonna laugh at you, don't do this, oh, this is so it's a voice of shame, it's a voice of guilt, a voice of condemnation, judgment, where you're just being very critical, self-critical towards yourself. You don't believe that you deserve what others are getting. You don't believe that you have a seat at the table. You just constantly push yourself down, and put yourself down in so many ways, and you're not like encouraged or pressed or pushed to achieve, or go out there to achieve greater or be better, because of that constant nagging voice in your head, literally your own negative thoughts telling you that you're not good enough, or you don't deserve anything good in life. So that's what my definition of imposter syndrome means. It's a very self-limiting belief that can affect us over time if we're not able to nip it in the bud and call it out on what it is, and bring it down under captivity, like the Bible encourages us to do. It's something that we want to be able to work on. Me personally, how I've been able to work through that over the years, it's just constantly showing up. I used to be someone who had a lot of limiting beliefs about myself, limiting beliefs about success, feeling that I couldn't achieve things that others could, constantly just downplaying myself and putting myself down, and just being very self-critical. And over time, I studied the Word of God. That's something that's helped me, and I try to replace those negative thoughts, those negative patterns that keep coming up for me. I replace them with the Word of God. So I go to the Bible. I don't have some Bible verses up right now, but over the past, that's what I've done, just going to the Bible and looking up portions in the Bible that talks about limiting beliefs, talks about negative thought patterns. There is this very famous one. It talks about, I think it's in Romans, some part of the Bible verse in Romans that talks about, let there be a renewal of our mind. That Bible verse I'll put it in the comment section if I go back to look it up. That Bible verse has constantly helped me a lot, especially with those negative thought patterns that keep coming up for me, and kind of makes me self-sabotage things that are supposed to come my way, be it jobs, be it just anything good that I could have gone and pursued and attained. That those voices have constantly put me in a very negative space mentally, and just kind of made me shy away from going out to reach for more and push harder in life. So yeah, reading the Word of God, replacing those thoughts with the Word of God, trying to find out what is God trying to say to me about this situation, and just replacing it, telling myself, oh, I am beautifully and wonderfully made. I am God's delight. I'm the apple of his eye. Just replacing those thoughts, negative thoughts, with the Word of God, and trying to constantly reaffirm those word in my mind, constantly saying it, not just reading the Bible, closing it and forgetting about it, but going out each time I'm experiencing those negative thoughts. I go back to the word, because sometimes I write them out in the journal, so it's easy for me to have access to it, or I have it saved on my phone, and I'm just like, okay, what does God say? And I look at my phone, and it's just a constant reminder to tell me that this is a lie, and it's not something I should believe about myself. This is what the Word of God says about this, and I'm just constantly reaffirming it and declaring it over my life. And yeah, with time, this is not something I did like in one day or 1 week or 1 month. I continuously did that. I just formed that as a habit and did that over the years. I have little reminders on my phone that constantly reminds me throughout the day of Bible verses, words of affirmation that I speak over myself. And over time I realized I start believing what the Word of God actually says about me, that I'm the apple of God's eyes. I'm on top. I'm going higher. I just keep reaffirming those words, those positive words, and within time I couldn't even tell when the self-sabotaging behaviors, when I stopped exhibiting that. I just realized, I looked back and I'm like, oh, I don't display these negative patterns anymore. I don't believe these thoughts, these negative thoughts that I believed about myself. I don't believe it anymore. I've been able to rewire my brain over time by just constantly replacing those negative thoughts with what the Word of God says about me. So that's one of the ways I was able to confront imposter syndrome in my life. Another way I've been able, so it's through the Word of God, through words of affirmations, constant and daily reminders on my phone, in my journal, just somewhere I could always look and see it. I also have a mirror. I put like little sticky notes on my mirror, just a constant reminder. Whatever, if it's like finances, if it's academics, or if it's career, relationship, whatever I feel like I'm struggling or dealing with at the time, I go and find words that I could use, positive words I could use to replace those negative thought patterns in my mind. I continuously replace negative stories. And yeah, that was how I've been able to reprogram my mind, my thinking, my thought pattern, being able to, now those negative thoughts don't come, or I'm now able to, when the negative thoughts cross my mind, I'm able to like hold on to it quickly, and then immediately rephrase or say something positive to counter those negative thoughts. I'm able to be more conscious of it. I think prior to now, I wasn't conscious of it, so the negative patterns just kept coming, and before I know it, it just overclouds my mind, and I start to believe what the negative thoughts are saying. But over time, I'm now more conscious of it. Like, I hardly have those negative thoughts, but if it comes, I'm very conscious to catch it right away and immediately replace it with something positive. So yeah, those are the things that I've done over time that kind of helped me out dealing with imposter syndrome. And now I realize I'm showing up more, being more bold, being confident in who I am. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I own up, I show up, I admit to my mistakes and flaws, and hey, I give myself enough grace and I try again the next time. So yeah, I hope you got something out from this video. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and I hope you'll have a great week, great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.